This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
So now we're in the days of Nissan. I want to just read to you a description from the Avnei Nezer, Rabbi Abram of Sachachav, the author of the Eglei, a description of the Kedusha of the days of Chodesh Nissan. He writes in a tshuva in Siman Shin Lamed Vav, he writes the following. He says, Yomim Elu, these days, Yikarei Ha'erech, are very precious. Their value is so precious. Shah liyoim yechashev. 1 hour is considered like a day. Okay, so we might think that this is just, a flowery pen or a flourish of expression, but presumably the Avnei Nezer wasn't just writing hyperbole, and he wasn't just writing a flowery expression. What does he mean? That Shah liyoim yechashev. Why would an hour of Nissan be considered like a day? And perhaps we could explain this based on a shiur that we recently gave, a tradition that is brought firstly in the Ben Yehoyada, and this is also elaborated upon in the Sefer Agur de Kala. And the Ben Yehoyada tells us that Nissan being the beginning of the year, that means in Nissan are days that correspond to every month of the year. There are days in Nissan that correspond to Nissan, to Iyar, to Sivan. But the Agur de Kala explained even further that there's a tradition that the first 12 days of Nissan, each day is corresponding to and is a Rosh Chodesh for a corresponding month. So the first day of Nissan corresponds to Nissan, the second day of Nissan corresponds to Iyar, and so on and so forth. The fact that Nissan is the beginning of the year, it's like the mashal we gave, is that if Chas v'Shalom a person loses an organ, you can't just take any cell in the body and clone it, because once an organ is developed, it needs a specific type of cell. But if you go into the umbilical cord, which is the origin of the baby, that blood is so rich, it has in it cells that could potentially be developed into any part of the body. Likewise, the month of Nisan, which is the beginning of the year, and from it the whole year developed, latent in Nisan is the power of the whole year. And therefore every moment of Nisan, perhaps, this is the explanation for the Avnei Nezer, every moment of Nisan is like an entire day, and therefore we have to take advantage of every single precious moment of Chodesh Nissan. And just to conclude with amazing words of the Chidush Harim. Chidush Harim says on the Pasuk, HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem, he writes, Shehakoyach Masar B'Yadeinu, Ilu Yadanu Mahu Uma Sheyesh B'Yadeinu Lasos. If we knew what we could do in Nissan, Lo Hayinu Mevatlim Afilu Rega, we would not even slacken off a moment. Again, this demonstrates the latent potential of every single moment of Nissan being the origin of the year and being the beginning of the year. Nichlal in it is the capacity for the whole year. We wish everyone a wonderful Chodesh and a wonderful Shabbos, and Be'ezus Hashem coming up a Chag Kosher V'Sameach.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.